Welcome to a day in the life of a pool service tech on an iPad powered by Pool Pro Office. Yes, the service dispatch and the service technician can manage his daily service calls on a PC, Mac, iPad, and even an iPhone from anywhere, anytime. First, we need to log in to set up our service calls for the day, and that's done in Pool Pro Office in Service. In Service, we can create a new service call for a new client, or we can do a find and search an existing client, pull up their folder, and create a service call for them. In that project folder, we'll have all the history of that client. For today's service calls, we have three ways we can manage those. One is today's service calls, either a simple view or a detailed view. The detailed view is going to have a list of all the calls. What's to be done on those calls, email address, phone numbers, the order info, resolution, the service tech, the sort order, visit order, and what the status is and work type, whether it's a service call, warranty, or whatever you want to specify. Once we've created an invoice, the email and print invoice button will appear. We can also sort this list by service technician, by work type. So once you have a list, it can be sorted many different ways. We can also print all our service tickets out for those folks that are on paper, and we can also print the service calls for the day by service tech form. So they'll go out with all the service call paperwork and their list of service calls. We also have the view of all map locations of all those service calls. So at any given time, we can view exactly what's happening out in the field. Once we have the service calls created, we can also manage them in today's service warranty management, which is a quick view. We can also view it in a calendar view. This will give us all of today's service calls. We can go from month, expand to week. From week, we can view all the service calls, the information on each one. We can adjust the status, and we can complete them, and we can also put additional notes. So from the calendar view, it's color-coded, and then you can see exactly where you are with the current status of all service calls. The other option is if your service techs are on iPads or iPhones, iPads preferably because of the real estate, they can log in. The iPad automatically knows who the service tech is, and it can locate his service calls for that day. And it'll put them in the order of events. Mr. Bloodworth, we've got to replace a VS3050 pump that's under warranty. We can also see any previous service calls that are related to this client. We can upload an image. So I could go directly from here, take a picture on my camera, and insert it in the file for this service call. I can create additional notes. I can assign inventory to the service call. I can view the map to get there. I can also email the client an invoice, print an invoice, and if it's a weekly service, I can create the service door hanger and email it or print it for the client. From each service call, I can also, for Mr. Bloodworth, I can view any equipment that's on his pool. So I know exactly what types of pumps, filters, lights, everything relative to that pool, when it was installed and when the warranty date is up. So it gives me all the information I need to assist this customer on this service call. I could also take a payment directly in the field and have the customer sign for it directly from the iPad. After I finish with that call, I can complete it and move on to my next call. Next call is start a leak test. There again, I have the same information as I did on the first. I can go from one call to the next and complete my daily route without any paperwork and go from one to the other. And it is keeping a record of all these visits. check illusion edge pump. This one I have a checklist to work on. Here's one for weekly cleaning. Here's my weekly cleaning checklist. I could add the readings, notes, and I can email that directly to the client to let them know what I did on their pool at that day. And it will store all those previous checklists in my checklist, previous checklist storage. So from the iPad, I can create, just like I could with the dispatcher, to create these service calls, and I could also manage my service calls out in the field, on the go, anytime, anywhere. So this gives you a brief review of Pool Pro Office service and a day in the life of a service tech on an iPad. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 321-574-0358 or visit us at www.poolprooffice.com. Thank you and have a great day.